For $6.50 and a couple of weeks of waiting, I'm the proud owner of whatever this is. Let's see if there's a vast difference between something like $6.50 and $80. I really didn't know what I was getting into when I ordered this coating. It was a bit of a mystery to me. It didn't have a brand name I could pronounce in any way, but what I received is this Mr. Fix, or 9H Mr. Fix, auto ceramics coating. Let's take a look at the box together and see if there's anything unique, or unique as they spelled it, about it. For one, I do see it says it's a full 3-year coating, auto ceramics, although on the side here it says auto glass, which is interesting. It also says permanent protection, which is even more interesting. So permanent or 3 years, who knows? I've got to say the overall presentation may be a little nicer than a lot of much more expensive coatings I've received. It does come with seemingly everything you need except a terry. It does say permanent on here, and auto ceramics, not glass. And in here, it looks like they've actually included a stopper, which I gotta say is a pretty nice feature. So let's take a look at these instructions. They seem to be color printed. They might be quite nice. And hey, they spelled unique correctly here, but it says 12 months. Guys, is it auto glass or auto ceramic? Is it 3 years or a year or permanent? Come on, let's get some consistency here. Oh, and it looks actually quite nice when we pop the instructions open. Unfortunately, I can right away tell that the text is full of gibberish. You're gonna do some kind of prep on the car, usual coating prep. You're gonna apply the plating solution in a crosshatch, and then you're gonna wipe it up about 5 minutes after the summer. I am kind of joking around. I do roughly understand what they mean. We're gonna start by applying this product on my test hood here. I like that the product has this little cap here. I gotta say, some of the more traditional companies could take a page out of this company's book. I generally like to start down the middle with kind of a cross, spread a lot of the product out, and then just do the traditional crosshatch. Some products are better when you swirl them around, kind of the Mr. Miyagi buff on, buff off action. If I feel like the product won't spread, I'll give that a shot. This product glides very easily, which is nice. We'll give it the 5 minutes, come back and wipe it up. We're right at that 5-minute mark. This is a damp terry. Let's give it a shot. I imagine with a wet towel, it will be a lot easier to remove. I've never done a coating with a wet towel before. It's definitely interesting. And here I've got a dry one, so let's do the final mop up. And I'll show you guys the scoring on the screen right now. Overall, the install would score a 10 points. It is very, very easy to use. Maybe these guys are onto something unique and this is gonna look fantastic and work fantastic when we do the rest of our testing. Here is how we're testing the hydrophobicity of this cheapest Amazon coating. We're gonna be delivering a tiny 3 microliter droplet of water on top of this pre-coated panel, and then the microscope attached to my laptop will be able to tell us exactly what the contact angle is, which will tell us if it's very hydrophobic or maybe not hydrophobic at all. And I will be taking 5 readings and averaging those out. The lights are back on. And the reason I turn the lights off is to get better projection of that droplet, like a better image of it in the microscope. The average contact angle for this cheap coating came in at 78.3 degrees, and that makes it a 0. Anything below 85, we're not gonna give any points to, and even 85 is being generous. I'll show you the scoring table really quick, but technically anything below 90 degrees is not really hydrophobic. Besides people enjoying highly hydrophobic effects on their paint, it's kind of cool to see those beads. There are practical elements. It is something that will help washing your vehicle. It's much easier to keep your car clean and to perform that wash when things want to just come off and not stick to your paint. And also it does help protect your paint in the sense that the more scrubbing you have to do, the more aggressive you have to be to get your paint clean, the more wear and tear you're gonna put into that paint. So anything you can do to improve that is definitely a big deal. Now we've got to find out if this is a pretty product. And for that, we're going to be taking a look at richness, gloss, depth, pop, all those qualities we want for our paint to look stunning. Does this product have them? As I look across the surface, I find it incredibly difficult to tell where the product is. It is very subtle. Hopefully you'll be able to see something on your screen. I'm gonna try to desaturate the image a little bit. Maybe that'll let you see the line, but it is so subtle. I guess we'll give it a pass at 5 points, but I'm not happy about it. It's a very, and people ask why I don't go in between like 1 to 10 and give you like 3, 4. These subtleties are just a little bit difficult. I think it's really hard to look at a panel and say, oh, this is a 3.5. And in this case, I say that there is a slight improvement. It's definitely not a 10, and it's barely that 5. Keep in mind, red is a bright color. It's difficult to make it pop. Most products, if they're gonna struggle in looks, this is where they struggle. And here is our black test panel, and I'll try panning it around. The product is on the left side here. On the right, I've got a different product that we're testing in another video. And I think, as you can tell, this product that we're looking at today is nowhere near as pretty as the product on the other side. That product is getting a 10 in the test. However, this one, it did make what looks like a depth and kind of a richness improvement, maybe gave a little bit of a tint. But I'm also seeing like a little bit of an ashiness, even though overall it did make a small improvement. I'm gonna average this one down to a 0. So between the 5 on the red and the 0 here, we're gonna call it a 2.5 for prettiness for this product. It's just not a very pretty product. Personally, I don't think I would wanna do this on my car in terms of looks. There are far prettier products. Maybe the other qualities of this product are gonna blow me away. And certainly some products can be quite easy, can be quite durable, have all these good qualities, but maybe just aren't pretty. And not everybody's trying to go for a show car look. So let's explore more and see if this product can redeem itself. Now, we've already looked at the visual appeal of that cheap Amazon coating, the 9H, Mr. Fix, whatever it's called. And we've determined that it may have some benefits, but it's a little iffy as far as its prettiness. Another thing we can look at is specular reflection. Does it make the panel shinier when you apply this product? Because that is a quality that you can look for as well. And for this testing, we're gonna use this gloss unit to measure. We're taking 5 samples, averaging them out, and seeing if we're gonna bring the gloss of this panel up or down. Before I apply any coating, this panel is decontaminated and polished to 88 gloss units, so we'll know if we've brought that number up or down once we use this gloss meter to test 5 samples, which will average out across the panel. On average, we got 88.4 gloss units from the mystery coating over here, and that is actually a slight improvement, a very tiny one. 0.4 gloss units is not something you'll be able to see with your eye. A keen observer can start to see a difference in a couple of gloss units is generally when it will start to become more evident to you. You go something like 5, 6 gloss units, you bet it'll be real noticeable. But 0.4, not making much of a difference. But hey, it didn't bring it down. There are some products, especially ones that go on real thick, that do sometimes bring those numbers down, sometimes quite significantly. And of course, because this panel comes in at 88 gloss units, we're gonna give 0.4 points as the score. For our next test, we're gonna figure out how much protection we can get from this very cheap coating in terms of slickness. Slickness is something coatings can impart, and it helps reduce the marring and friction on your paint. You could think of it a little like lubrication almost. It's always great when you wash your car, you dry your car, anytime you make contact, it's good if things just wanna glide on that paint rather than be stuck to it. And to figure that out, we'll take 5 readings with this device, which measures the amount of grams of force needed to get this 1,040 gram block moving. Then we'll do some math and work out the static coefficient of friction. The lower that number is, the better the product is performing. And I can tell you it took 390 grams on average to move this block. I can already tell it is not a slick surface. And to figure out that static coefficient of friction, we simply divide by 1,040 the weight of our block, and we see that we get 0.38 rounded up as our static coefficient of friction. This is actually very, very tacky. It is making the surface worse. It makes it so that anything you're dragging on it wants to kind of stick to it and dig in. It is not at all what you want from a coating. So it looks like this very cheap coating just won't cut it to provide that kind of protection for your paint. We'd like to see a coating come in, at 0.15, 0.10, even better than 0.10. Those would all be really great results. This isn't any good, guys. For slickness, not gonna cut it. We do have another test left. I am kind of excited to try this one. It's durability. Partially, I'm excited because I'm not sure that with that low hydrophobicity, if I'll even be able to tell where the coating is versus the control. Let's go find that out for ourselves. Normally, this is where I would tell you that I've got a link down below in the description to this product and you can buy it and help the channel. However, I don't trust this Mr. Fix brand as far as I could throw this bottle. I'm not gonna do that to you. Instead, what I'll do is I'll link 3 coatings that I really enjoy personally, that I trust, that I think you will definitely love. Of course, you can support in a non-monetary way by making sure you're subscribed, you're clicking the like button, and you're engaging by leaving a comment. When it comes to choosing the right protection for your paint, durability is a huge factor. I've come up with a test that's both repeatable and objective using a tool called an alcometer. It'll drag a terry-covered applicator pad across the surface with a gentle shampoo that helps lubrication. Before we get started, I'm gonna spray the panel with water just so we can see what the base performance is like. You'll notice there's a control strip down the center of the test area, and that's what we're using to compare product performance as it degrades. And here you can see some of the difficulty in the beading this product is exhibiting. More things are sticking on than with this other product that we're testing. We can see how much more has cleared off. Obviously, some droplets will still stick, but it's working a whole lot better than the 9H Mr. Fix. We're gonna stop at rounds of 10, 20, 50, 100, 300, and 1,000. After each round, we're gonna spray water on the panel and see if the coating still works. We're looking for that beading, the performance that we expect from it. And as soon as it fails, that's where we stop and we'll score it based on the last successful round. Keep in mind, this test is about durability, not total lifespan. Real-world longevity depends on a lot of things we can't simulate in a lab. One thing that's interesting is we can see just how hydrophobic this other coating we're testing is. Everything is just bubbling up on it. But then at the control strip onto the Mr. Fix, everything looks the same. The Mr. Fix doesn't have a low enough surface energy to allow the shampoo to bead up. Some other factors that can influence what your performance will be like with the coating in the real world include things like ice, snow, salt, whether you live in a hot climate, cold climate, how you store your car. You might store it in an air-conditioned garage. You might store it in full sun outside. You might wash it 3 times a week, you might wash it once a month. It all is gonna make a difference. Well, the 9H Mr. Fix has definitely created a solid wear line, and overall, compared to the other coating that we're testing for a different video, you can see that it's just not able to get rid of the water because the beading effect is weak. I know it looks like those are hydrophobic beads, but they don't have a greater or equal to 90-degree angle on them. One of the reasons they're all sticking, the sliding angle just isn't there, even with such an extreme, almost 90-degree vertical here. With all this testing done, let's talk about whether or not I recommend the product, whether you should buy it, and who it might be for. So, real easy, no, you shouldn't buy it. It's a terrible product, and it's not for anyone. More in depth, I thought that there were way too many weak sides to this product. The durability did do pretty well. Yeah, we saw some wear at the end, but everything else about this product is strange or in some way not congruent with the way coatings are supposed to work. I don't understand why it's grippier than bare paint. There's so many things that are odd about this product. There is no way I would ever recommend you go out and buy it. It is a clear example of why all coatings are not the same. Everybody isn't just going to China and buying 50 cents worth of coating and putting a label on it. Are people doing that? Yes. Are they doing it themselves? Of course they are. Here's the proof. They are doing it. Legitimate companies, when we're talking about the Atoms, the Ethos, the DIYs, all these guys, they are making high quality products that are incredibly different from this. If you do consider a coating, I want to recommend that you take a look at my website for the full table. You kind of saw flashes of it earlier, and pick something that has the characteristics you like from a reputable company, not buying something random because somebody told you everything's the same. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. I make this kind of content all the time, though usually with much better products. I also do DIY videos, how-to videos, car builds, car repairs, and mods. There's something here for all auto enthusiasts, at least in my opinion. If you've been enjoying the video, do make sure you click that subscribe button, click like, leave me a nice comment for that positive algorithm engagement, and most importantly, I want to see you again really soon.